Oh, Sleeping Beauty, how you sleep through your own alarm. Again, huh? So yeah, you guys thought I meant 10:30. I meant 12:30, obviously. Oh man, today was a rough one. Got a lot of stuff done around the house. Got a ladder. Spent a lot of money on that ladder, but it actually is like one of those adjustable ones. So it's, I had to climb like a very tall pole, or climb up a very tall pole, uh, to get one of the lights that are around my house, so I can actually change the light bulb. And then I got the wrong light bulbs, so I got to go back to the store tomorrow and deal with that. But yeah, there's a lot of work that got done around the house today, and I don't even sleep. I didn't sleep that much even through last night. So tomorrow I'm probably gonna be making up doing a lot of sleep as well, just to make sure I do better this week. Um, but I did this during this week as well. I slept through my alarm for my day job, and that wasn't cool. So kind of did it to myself again here. Thankfully, I didn't have. Well, I guess I missed another meeting. I was late for this one too. But this one's even worse. Jesus, 2 hours, man. I guess I needed it. Sometimes I run myself too ragged, so I guess I needed it. So I did want to, get a stream tonight and get through this. There's some code that I was writing, some interesting stuff that I kind of found about modifying style sheets and working with that. So one thing I did. This is a pretty cool picture. Boss bitch. That's a bit much for me. It's just like, but I actually kind of like the artwork and everything. I like it. It reminds me of like it reminds me a little bit of Black Panther. Just the way the look and the feel. This looks like an African woman or a woman from the African continent, and I mean the gold and everything accents. Those are nice. This reminds me of more specifically the lady from that movie. Man, oh man, though I think it was a movie with Eddie Murphy. Man, I forgot the name of that movie. I forgot the name of that movie, but there's I forgot the lady's name. Is it Iman or something like that? But she's very popular, like big in fashion years back, decades back. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. I don't know why. Anyways, moving on. Boss bitch. There's so much going on here with that and how that all looks, but I do like that. I do like this set, definitely. Ashley A. Adams. See what else she has. Oh, this is kind of crazy. Okay, a Guardian Below ZBrush Live. All right, that's pretty cool. It's like a merman. That's really cool. I like that. This person does some interesting work. So it's all like 3D modeling and everything else like that. When you see them work this stuff in ZBrush, it's quite amazing how they build all this stuff out. 'Cause I think ZBrush allows you to work as if you're like modeling clay, and you could put all this stuff together. Yeah, really cool stuff. So, our portfolio page, so or our resume page. Uh, I was doing a lot of stuff with this, between yesterday and today. And one of the things I was doing was, making to where first we did the images change every every time the page reloads, it changes the image, the background image that the resume kind of floats on top of, right? But then I was like, okay, well, I like literally like every colorway or color mode or whatever of the template, the original template. And I was just like, well, I want to do all of them. Like, why not do all of them, right? So, what I did is I started getting all the different colors, and I put that in an array as well. So, if I go here, so these are all my images, and then these are all the different colors. So all the background colors, this is the linear gradient and everything else like that. This is what the for like basic JavaScript, and then this is like WebKit for like Chrome-based browsers. I think is what this is for. And then the hover color for all the links, right? And then I have to go through all of this, and I have a function uh, that runs through all of that. So random page color, these are the various items that need the page color redone. And what I would like to do, even with this, is like eventually get it to where this is just a loop of some sort, like run some type of loop on this to where I can refactor this code and have it do all of this in less lines. Excuse me. So I haven't really figured out the pattern with this, but for the most part, like, okay, that works, but there's just so many things that I that I have to select. One thing I learned about is that if I a wall that I ran into that I'm hitting really hard on this is there's the pseudo elements. So pseudo elements are elements that are computed, as I understand it. Let's see, let's look this up here. So you can get computed style elements, right? So I have an element here, for instance, this element, like this whole image here, this little small little image here is a um is a pseudo element or done by a pseudo element. So if I inspect on this and let me reattach this. So if I inspect on this page title, open it up a little bit or expand it a little bit, there's the H2, which is this, right? I can hit that easy, right? Like I can just do page title and then hit the H2. As we can see here. Excuse me. So we have page title class. So right here, page title class, and then document query selector all. So I select everything that has page title or that has a class of page title, and then I iterate through it. When you do a query selector, it presents you a node list. You can handle that node list much like an array, and then when you handle it like an array, you can go ahead and run certain array functions on it, like a for each, or you can loop through it with a for loop syntax, so that you can actually iterate through it like it's an array. Anyways, so I can do that, right? Like I can just do E, and then I can do all the H2s within it, just so I don't have to like do every single one or anything like that, or hit one particular H2. Oh, I'm only hitting the first H2, and there's only one H2 in there, but you do query selector. Guys, I'm sorry for yawning and everything like that, and I hope it doesn't make you yawn, but I do want to get the stream done and everything else like that, and give you guys a little bit of an update here. So sorry about that. So there's e.query selector, and then it's H2 and style.color, right? So I can just style that H2, or I use query selector to get it, and then style the H2, right? Because it shouldn't give me anything except for the first one. It's kind of like using the find one in MongoDB. It'll give you the first one. So I got that, right? It's like, all right, boom, got that. I can work with it and do whatever I need to. But then when I have to deal with the colon after, this right here is what they call a pseudo element. And it's not something that you can access directly or in the same fashion. They don't have a way where you can get to these pseudo elements pretty easily. There's quite a few ways you can do this. So if I wanted to do the pseudo element, I'd have to do window.getComputerStyle, pass it the E or the element right here, and then give it after, and then console pseudo element. Like I can actually see the pseudo element in this way. But when you do get computed style, you can't really modify anything or modify it as a DOM, like a DOM object or anything like that. It's just something that is presented. It's read only. So I can't even assign a color to it. So I can get it. I can get it. I can view it. I can see everything about it, but I can't do anything with it. And then they give you this set property option, but this just doesn't work, and it's not working properly for me. So I tried a little bit of code here to get that working. So then I started going down the route, and this was pretty interesting. Going down the route of actually looking at the document style sheet. So you can actually access all the different style sheets for the document, and then you could loop through that list of style sheets, right? And then what I did is I got all the style sheets for all the documents. That gives it to me in an array. Then I loop through that array. So this is our for loop syntax, so I can loop through an array. And then I got my target CSS. So in this case, document.stylesheet I.href, right? So like it gives me the what's it called? The actual link to my style sheet. So that gives it to me in the full link, whatever the domain name and everything, protocol, all that stuff. So HTTPS colon // treestarsystems.com / resume / CSS / main.css, right? Like the file name. So it gives me that full URL there. Just to give you guys a picture of how that looks. And then I do target.css and then includes and then main CSS. So I could be a little bit more descriptive with this. I could be a little bit more exact. I could do a regular expression. Excuse me. That make sure that it's main.css is in there. I can do something a little bit better, but I just did includes that main.css, right? So I mean that could be anything. Like it can match probably two things if anything, but in this case, I just have it matching. Whatever the first one is, it'll do it. So then after that, I can get all of the rules. So then now with that, see anything I don't like about Windows? I can't do like a always on top like I can do with Linux. That's one thing I miss about Linux. And I just reformatted a couple computers to have Linux on it. So what? Recaptcha. All right, cool. Let me just, I know what this E is. It's our main page here. So as you see, it's really nice. And you could do things where you can actually sample what the background image is and then actually have it dynamically make some color here. So that'll be nice. But we can see where some of the default coloring, like the purple, is showing through. And this is kind of what we want to change, where like you see how it defaults to this purple up here and everything. Like I want to change that, how that all looks. So, and actually it's doing partially it's doing this because I even had these buttons changed because this is wrong. Yeah, the active link class. Yeah, active link. So yeah, the active link. I don't know why that. Oh, I'm trying to find out what that is as well for the query selector, the right query selector to get this active link to make sure that the active link itself changes the right color as well for the page. So it sets it as active and then changes that color as well. So doing a lot of stuff to try and recolor this whole thing. One thing I thought of, I was just like, okay, well, if I can do this CSS trick, then it would be even cooler is like if we did something where every so often the background of this changes, the colors of all these things change, while you're on the page still. Like you don't have to refresh the page for it to change every so often. It actually changes. That'll be cool. I can do that. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. Anyways, so yeah, if we can get through the style sheet, then with the style sheet, then I can actually look at all this stuff. So let me show you the output of this. Let rules, and let's go ahead and we can just console.log. Active link. Take that out. Right, so this is purple. Everything's purple, does everything right. All right, well, this is purple as well. Yeah, here we go. So this is purple. All right, Here we go. So with it being green, I got it to where like if you hover over it and you unhover, it does what it needs to. But I want it to be where it's like if it's active, then you would still see it. You'd still see it have the right color. So a problem with this is when you unmouse, like it's like on hover or on mouse over. Yeah, I think it's on mouse hover. Is the here we go. On mouse hover. Where is it? There we go. So the menu icon on mouse over, it changes the color, but then on mouse out, it changes the color back to the basic. So I have to change that to where it does it, keeps it, and then but keeps the same what's it called? Whatever the if it's active, then keeps the same color. So that's one thing I gotta like figure out how to like get the logic for that. Maybe something on the on mouse out element here or function. So when it does the on mouse out, that it selects if it checks if it's active, and if it actually has the active class on it, don't do this. And then if it does have the active class on it, then or if it doesn't have the active class on it, then do this. So I'll probably do like a if statement there. But we can see that this is our CSS rule, and this is how it selects it. It found the rule or found the right rule and everything per all my different filters that I have here. So yeah, so per my filter, I have my rules, and then I can see all the different rules in the style sheet. So this style sheet actually has like 320 something rules in it, 226 rules in it, but I believe. And then out of that rule set, I say cycle through all the rules, right? And then I start running my filters on it, my if statements, my conditionals, and I say all the rules that include 80, 80, 245, which equals out to be oddly enough, the color purple. So this equals out to be this color. Now, when you actually have it in your CSS, it actually, you can put in the hex color, right? But CSS will, when rendering and computing that, it will actually convert it to RGB. I did not know that. So it converts it to RGB. And then, of course, it converts to RGB, and then it has like a space after the comma, and then whatever the next number is. Yeah, so whatever the next number is there. So I didn't know it did that. That's one thing. But you can actually see where it like, okay, it gives you the CSS text, and then it says gradient linear, and then you have your color. Now, be mindful here. As I said, this is all written in hex. Actually, here down here. So that gradient linear, like that color, is actually written in hex or hexadecimal format, right? Now, okay, that's the case. When you compute it, it'll actually give you the RGB version of it. So console log text, CSX text, and you could see there linear gradient and then RGB and then RGB. So we have RGB 157. This is in the little tooltip box that's popped up that gives me the full length of this line here. It says RGB 15743 all the way to 80 80 245. So it just gives you a smooth gradient from one color to the next, and it computes all that. So when rendered, it actually just converts everything to RGB. So it's almost like you have to have a function that will convert this hex to RGB. It's like, okay, well, how do I do that? So that's kind of where I was stuck at with that. So that's what I've been working on this. What I do want to do here on stream, again, like just working with the style sheet. I don't know enough yet to like say, okay, this is what's going on, or this is how I'm going to fix it. And it would take too long on stream because I stayed up pretty late to try and get this done before I had to start my day on Saturday. and I didn't go to bed. Yeah, I'm killing myself. I really, yeah, I'm gonna just, yeah, this stream will not be that long, so I can get this done. And I got some other housework and stuff that I have to do, and I'm gonna really take it easy tomorrow before work, or later on today before work too. Kind of wanted to go out tonight, but it's 1 o'clock already, so I think that lounge that is around town closes at 2. All right. So what I wanted to do is add in uh, I wanted to add in animated headlines. So let's go ahead and add that library in. Article download. Ooh, download. So it has a redirect experiment. All right. So show in folder. Okay, so let me get rid of that one. I have to unzip it. Hope these are going well for you guys, even with all the work that I'm doing here. I am actually really happy about what went on today. Got a lot of stuff done. So this gives me an index.html file. My favorite food is pizza. My favorite food is sushi. So it gives me all this stuff here. And then let's select here. And then we are going to expand. So it gives us our demo. It looks like it has some CSS it requires. So there's a style sheet. Yeah, and it actually requires this reset.css. So we got to put that in there. And also resource modernizer.js. I've used that modernizer library before, so I think it's the same modernizer. It just promisifies older functions that don't have promises, or like, make things denables. It allows you to do that. Also, with all the work that I did today, I actually hit a new goal in weight loss, and I've broken through the 320 barrier. I'm down to 315. So I got a lot of work done today. I was eating up a popsicle, so I got to eat a nice salad after this. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I got that. I got through that, so that's pretty cool. I'm really happy about that. Uses jQuery on this as a dependency, and it uses main.js. So we have to make sure all of this stuff is there. I'll rewrite, of course, some of these names and everything, just so I can get this going. Oh man. Oof, I don't know about this style sheet. Oh goodness, I hope this doesn't royally screw some other stuff. You see how it has these body tag? Look at this, like HTML body div. Do I need that? If I take this out, what happens? Uh, I guess it's okay. I might not need the CSS. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So it does all this fancy stuff here. Hmm. Yeah, it might screw up our other CSS or our CSS elements here. So, in fact, let's look at sources, go through the CSS itself. Maybe what we have to do is like a compromise or something. Oh, it's very short. There's not much to it. Okay. This one's longer though. Oof, the reset CSS. Or reset CSS is real small. This is longer. Yeah, but this is needed to actually do all these fancy tricks in terms of like how everything's written. Okay. I think the reset CSS though, you might be able to get rid of. So if I go back, head, and then that gives us our fonts. But everything that we need is in the style.css for the most part. You see how everything is flowing through, everything is there. So it just makes our font look nicer. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and add this in. I have to SFTP. Let's here. Let me move these files over. Downloads, headlines. Hold on. All right, it's taking a sweet time here because I was connected to the server earlier. I love Termius, but like I've been noticing that it's kind of buggy lately in terms of just working with it. Really kind of buggy. So I'm just trying to get the SFTP portion of this going. Might have to use like FileZilla or something. Yeah, I'll just use FileZilla. See what our host is. Dev edit. Oh no, we don't want dev. We want this here. So IP address, username, and quick connect. Okay. And then here. All right, so dump my files in here. So where's my downloads folder? Yes, there. All right. All right, get my transfer over here. All right, let's go ahead and move these files into place here. I got my CSS, and I need to get the style sheet and reset styles. So I'm gonna get the reset, and then I'm gonna put it in CSS, and then let's make this a little bit more organized. We'll make a directory, and CSS. What is the name of this thing called again? Damn. What is it called again? Animated headliner. Animated headliner. All right, and then we'll also make a JS equivalent of that folder. We're in JS now, so we should be good. So boom, we'll make that. And then now I will CP reset CSS. And then that should give us, so we don't have to redo these file names either. Oh. I wonder why. I guess it has a reset CSS already in there. That was kind of weird. Because I could have swore. Did I? Huh. Reset CSS. Maybe I already have like an old version of it. Yeah, because I have like animated. See animation.css. Huh, maybe I have an old version of this. Already running in this tool. Or in this on this page. So animation.js. So let's actually look at the file for animation. Or animating.js. Yeah. Animated move from left. Okay. I wonder. It would make sense because this right here actually does some work. It actually, or it moves around a little bit, where it says web designer, so on and so forth. And I haven't fully gone through and broken this template down, but if I see here, it says web designer. Huh. You use OWL to do this though, so you can move all these different things in. But if I refresh home, this should change. Front end developer, web designer. Now I don't know how many times it fires off, but you see how it has web designer. Let's make this a little bit bigger. See how it has web designer in there. There should be a secondary item that has our front end. Yeah, there we go. So OWL item, and then OWL does all this changes here. But I want to use something different. I don't want to use OWL for this, I guess. That's disabled. Item cloned. Web designer. Front end developer. So these are multiple of the same item. Okay. So I want to replace that though. So let's focus on that. Yeah, let's focus on that. It looks like it already has this though, like this functionality. So might be doing too much here. So reset CSS, and I need the other CSS. So I need the style CSS. Style CSS. And then I'm gonna CP. animated, and then I'm gonna go into JavaScript now. And I mean, I can get all of this stuff here. It's using jQuery 2.11 or 2.1.1, and I'm using a newer version of jQuery, I believe. So what we'll do is we will get everything out of here and then put it in here, which is what I should have done in the first place. So we'll just copy everything in that folder and then put it in our other subfolder here. So that should be good. And I think I'm using 2.1.3 on mine. So Nino or RM animated, and then get rid of the jQuery. You don't need to. And then start calling it in our template. So I'm already on one. I am going to nano index.html. No, exit. Is it here? Is it 2? Oh, it's on 0. All right. And then reset. This reset CSS, I'm going to get rid of it, and because I think it's exactly the same thing. So we're going to do animated head liner and then put that in there. Copy that. And let's get the style sheet from there as well. Style.css. I have a feeling this animation.css or animations.css is being used the same way. But we'll keep it separate for now. Go to the bottom here. I wonder if it's calling in Modernizer as well here. Yep. Modernizer custom JS. It's custom.js. Yeah. So it makes me believe this library is being used. 2.8.3. Let's see if there's a newer version. Jesus. I guess you can build your own. So with that, let's see what the animated modernizer has. Yeah, it's the same thing. Maybe the same thing here. I'll look at either one of these files. Yeah, 2.8.3, same thing. All right, so I'm going to RM animated version of this. So I'll need that. We'll call it that same way. It is called after the fact, though, or it's called not in the head. It's actually called in the body, which is not bad. It's okay. And I'm not doing any like load optimization in terms of loading my JavaScript in certain areas. So index.html new. Let's go to 0. So we have our jQuery up to date here. Animating.js. I think this animating.js is the same thing. Masonry. I gotta take out some of this stuff because there's some things that I don't want. The perfect scroll bar, I know that's probably making our scroll bar a lot smaller. Validator.js, resume.js, that's me. Main.js. animating JS. So let's see here. Oh, I don't want to. I do want to write that. Write the changes. Let's snap this to the side here, and then let us open up this. All right. I do not like. You see how everything defaults to purple? I want to change that. That's one of the things I want to change. That's why I'm like, I have to go through the style sheet thing and deal with it. Let's get rid of FileZilla for now. I hope the font's big enough for you guys as well. Modernizer, we don't need to do that again. This one we'll keep, and then we'll do the main.js. So the main.js, though, that could be the same thing. That looks like it'll probably be the same thing. All right, so if I do nano main.js, hide mobile portfolio subpage filters, custom scroll contact from validator. Yeah, a lot of this stuff's got to just be reworked and taken out. The nano animated, and then main.js. Yeah, init headlines. All right, cool. So we'll do new word. All right, so this is all JavaScript here. So what we'll do is in 1, 0, there we go. We have our, we'll call it in the same order. So jQuery and then it. So in this case, I can run it a little bit later. Animating JS. Actually, let's look here. I want to see if this animating JS is the same. Page transitions. Oh, okay, now. A little bit different. And I can see why people still use jQuery because it has so many different functions that vanilla JavaScript just doesn't have. And then also it ensures that you have the same environment because jQuery handles a lot of that stuff between cross-browser compatibility, and it handles a lot of that stuff for you to make sure that it always works no matter what browser you're in. Vanilla JavaScript, from what I've seen, sometimes it just won't work in certain browsers. You have to do some WebKit stuff. That's for CSS though. But yeah, I've seen with vanilla JavaScript in some cases, it's just better to do jQuery. A lot easier to do jQuery, a lot less lines because it abstracts a couple of things away from you, or away that you don't have to deal with. Actually, let's get rid of that. And then, yeah. So this animating JS, and I'm going to do JS, and then animated headliner, and then main.js. So put that in there. Refresh the page here. I'll have the inspect on another page or another window. Just makes it easier for me to work with, guys. So you don't need to see it for now, I think. Let's see what I broke. Nope, stuff still works. Code still works. That still works there. All right, cool. Main.js. I have my CSS is loaded. All right, and then now let's look at our example. Reload this. My favorite food is pizza.
Which one do we want in terms of our transition? So we have these different transitions here. I like this one. Here we go. So in this case, this is this element here. So I'm gonna copy this element, put in our own code. And then which one am I getting? Alex Smith? Ain't no Alex Smith, sucker. I actually probably want to do this in JavaScript to where I make it to where a lot of this stuff is you can change it in JavaScript and change all these different things and just make these variables and then it fills in where it's necessary. So I think I'll probably do something like that. Make it like a JSON object as opposed to like having to go to each one of these different sections and do whatever you need to do. Alex Smith. Okay. So title block H2 Alex Smith. And then web designer, front end developer. We're that and so much more. So our title block, our section. I'm just looking at this here. This is the headliner page, and this is all the stuff that it gives us here. This is locally hosted here, so this is what they give you as a demo. So in this case, section CD intro. So I don't know if that's necessary where I need CD intro, but we copied the whole thing, so. But in this case, it's like class title block, so I'm not sure. It's using a section tag. It's using a section tag as opposed to a div. So that's a little bit different. And we have all of our hidden things here. All right, and it cycles through them. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to take out, so it looks like it does owl instead. Yeah, it uses owl carousel to make all those things change. We're going to use our stuff here. Actually, got to get a proposal out too. Oh, actually, let's see what this does first before we start making all these different changes. Pizza, my favorite food is. Okay. So in this case, we have our CD intro. It says, hi, I'm Michael. So one thing I will change, I'll go back on, is it's an H2. So H2. So H2. And I'll probably make it like, I'll make like an ID and then say name. Yeah. Name. And then I have an ID called name, and then yeah, and then what I'll do is I'll inject like what my name is, and then have that as like a config or something like that, and then make it to where all you have to do is go into the resume.js and then change your name, change your whatever, and change all these different properties. So actually, we'll do full name. So we'll call it full name, and then we won't put anything there, and then we'll put in, we can actually have it to where we can cycle through all of these It says I am a pizza. Okay, let's do that. I am a pizza. I'm a sushi. All right, steak. Okay, so let's do. Actually, let's do. I specialize in. Right, and it already has a spacing in there for me, and then all the things I specialize in. And what we can do is, so I specialize in terms of visible, we'll make this is visible. Specialize in front end design. Client side JavaScript. We'll probably shorten some of this too. And back end API. Backend API building. I didn't want to say design again. Let's see how that looks. See, that's a little bit too big. Let me cut this font down. It's a little bit too much. Yeah. And then our H2 isn't there. Okay. Yeah. And in fact, we can take this span out here. Front end design. We don't need all that. And then I do want to change overflow hidden. I do want to change the size of the font there. So yeah, some of these tags here, that H2, oof. So what is H2? There's H3 I think I can do. I don't know if I want to do H3 then. And then you see how there's a lot of padding here? I don't want all this padding. Yeah, there's way too much padding for CD intro. So with CD intro, it just adds some margin stuff to it. All right, so I'll get rid of CD intro. CD intro, I'll get rid of the section tags. It does it in a div, so maybe it'll mess up formatting though. Right, okay, so that's fine. And then now, And these transitions are a lot faster, which I kind of like. I can change that, I'm sure. I don't see an aria or anything like that or an attribute where you can change that though. Maybe that's something that you got to do in the backend JavaScript. So we got that going. That looks nice. That looks nice. But where do we have our font size? Headline clip, font weight, font size. Jesus. All right, let's change that to 3 rem. And what we'll do is, so we don't change the overall JavaScript or the CSS in this case. I'm gonna change that to 3 rem, so it's a little bit smaller. So I'll do that on, just do a style element to do that. Geez, it's not allowing me to select it. I think it just goes away. So in this one, it's an H1. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I just change it to like an H2. No, it's CD headline that does it. So even with the headline, so let me just style, and then I'm gonna do font size, and then I'm gonna do, 3 rem. There we go. Anything I don't like is when it loads. It's like from. I don't know why it does that. Now I don't know if I know it says overflow hidden on this. Okay, I keep on putting that in there. So we have that front end design. Cool. All right, cool. So I think that's good. A good start on this. We'll keep that going. I want to add some stuff here on this side. So the title is Getting Stuff. So I want to actually use the Get API and some front end code, and or use some Java client side JavaScripting, and then I want to make it to where I get something from Git here. So in this case, I will. Let's add it after the envelope. So we have to search for that envelope menu item. I know it's envelope, so enveloper. All right, so lm. Okay. It says contact info. It's a contact form. Nav item. All right, so it should be this li here. All right, cool. So let's just copy this li, or cut it, and then copy it. And then this should be the GitHub context span GitHub. So add our new item or element here, and it doesn't work. Great. Wait, hold on. Did I do it right? Yeah, I did it right. Oh, it's right. All right. All right. So what we'll add is GitHub. Nav item, Twitter, Facebook. We have the briefcase, all that's there. It's so weird when you look at websites and how they're actually, how everything's the order in which everything is. A lot of this stuff comes later on in the template while other stuff is defined beforehand. I mean, to me, it's weird, but it might just be just it's straightforward, but yeah, for me, it's really weird. Main photo, alt. I can actually change this alt here. Images, ID. We'll call this avatar. Yeah, we'll call this avatar. And then we'll hit this alt here with an actual name, the name of the person. We'll get to that eventually. This image is not loading though. So images main photo.jpg. So let me see if this actually shows up. Yeah, it's there. Why doesn't it show up here? So that avatar, what did I change in CSS that causes that to happen? So images, main photo BG. LS main LS images. Yeah, that's there. Yeah, I don't know what I did to make that happen. I don't know why it's hidden. Doesn't show up. Should be there. I'll have to figure that out. Anyways, let's figure out what we have at hand, or the task at hand here. Our menu. Actually, let's see if it shows up on this menu. Yeah, it shows up as GitHub. So that's that menu. So there's two different menus. Okay. All the colors are off. Oh my gosh, there's so much CSS fixes I gotta do on this thing. Oh. Resume. GitHub. And then let's see how it looks when it's bigger. So it shows up there, but I just don't have anything for that. Okay. So let's look at the LNR icons and see what they have for Git. Free version. Git. Oh, it has no Git. Oh, it has no Git. Okay, so what we'll do in that case, since it doesn't have it, we know we can use Font Awesome here, or we have Font Awesome available to us. So we'll just do Font Awesome instead. I got that up on another window here, so and then I'm gonna go to actually, yeah, that's the problem. So menu icon, and we do have Font Awesome, and the way we bring that in is fab fa dash GitHub. That should be it on that. Reload. Should see our GitHub here. Cool. All right, so GitHub is there. Great. And then what we want to do, oh, it shows that it is active. That's cool. And then what we want is, see, we have our contact. We got to get a page for that. So let's get contact. That should be ID equals contact. And it's our anchor page for our contact page. So That's our anchor tag for our contact page. So how do I want that to look? Do I want that to look like the home page? Why isn't the home page working? Okay, console. Oof, I've broken so many things. Oh no, maybe the link is not there anymore. Yeah, home. Yeah, there's so many things I have to break down with this thing. Oh, get rid of this. All right, so with the home page, all right, do I want it to look like this with my about me, or the resume, or briefcase? I'll probably get rid of the briefcase. Portfolio. Replace that with the GitHub. I don't know if I want all of that. Blog. I kind of like the blog and how that looks, and see how all this stuff is like situated here. So, yeah. So blog, huh? I'll get rid of that. End of blog subpage. So that's how that looks. So in this case, we'll make this GitHub instead, and let's go for our envelope. Oh, envelope again. Right there. And instead of blog, we'll have GitHub. I think the issue where, like, when I'm trying to click, it doesn't know where to go, and it doesn't have a tag for it, and I might screw up whatever is actually redirect. I think it's Owl Carousel that does all that stuff, so it's screwing all that up in terms of it allowing, say, okay, hey, this page already doesn't exist. I don't know where to go from here. That's the only thing I can think of, but could be totes wrong on that. So we'll get rid of that. I do want to get rid of the briefcase too. So let's get rid of the portfolio. So we'll get rid of that too in the portfolio subpage. We'll get rid of all that code. All right, so blog doesn't exist. Let's see if that, that's bullshit. Oh, well, I guess not. But that's kind of bullshit, man. This didn't work for me. All right, so let's say contact me, resume. All right, cool. About me, and then home. So I think home, about me, resume, GitHub, and then contact should be fine. Now with GitHub, we'll do some simple stuff here. I won't do anything like crazy, but what I probably will do is get all my repos, and then just like the first 4, list them out, or the first. I can list all of them. Let's see how it works. So like, kind of be like every 2 do this, and go from there. I'll have to figure out that logic, and then have the date, and then whatever it is, and then like the project name, and then the description. So let's work that out, how that should be looking. So our blog subpage, and all of this will be, I'll be pumping in JavaScript. So blog post 1, 2, 3, and 4. So item post. So you have the different, let's see, you have rows, you have different rows. No, you have one row. You have one row, and then you have, it's going to be 12 blog posts, masonry, 2 columns. Oh, okay. So blog post 1. So it automatically makes everything 2 columns. Oh, okay. Item, post 2, post 1. And then post 1, post 2. Okay, so that's how it breaks it up in terms of like using each one and then making sure that it stays within its column. I've never seen that before, so that's cool. Useful, I believe. So what we'll have is images, blog posts. First, we'll have GitHub is the ID, page title, GitHub, and then we could probably put like the avatar and stuff in there, but we'll switch that up. See how this all looks here. Yeah, GitHub. And then we'll put in each one of these dates here. Because I'm going to take all these elements and then put them in images, blog post. There's images here. Yeah, it is not showing my images. It's not showing my images. Yeah, let's look at what. Yeah, all these image tags are broken. IMG. IMG. Switch that to images. IMG. Images. IMG not found. So where do you find IMG? It's got to be in CSS. It's got to be. It totally isn't. Oh, okay. So this is blog post. Okay, that's why. All right, cool. So we'll make these links where they don't go anywhere. Actually, we can make these links where they go to the actual repo. We can have that. That would be kind of cool. All right, design. View all posts in design. For UI design. All right, let's get this figured out here. Post 1. Where's this design? I don't see where it says design anywhere. Ahref title. And then it's supposed to have images for each one of these. Okay, and then we have our alt tag here, and it shows our alt tag. Let's just inject that. Oh, jeez. Inject that there. Reload. What? Why switch from sketch for UI design? Okay. Okay, I want to see this side by side here. Blog post. And I dislike the spacing here. Actually, it's probably okay. It's just so far over. Oh, here we go. And then this is just the alt tag. Okay. This is where, okay, so then, here it says, so it shows design, March 2020, so, repo date. Hmm. It has that div 2020. Created. And then let's see if we could do it twice and see how that looks. All right, cool. All right, so we'll do created, and then we'll do updated. We will do a, since it's already spaced, we'll do a pipe symbol there. There's a separator. Great, so then it shows our created date and our updated, right? And then we will do created. We'll call this class post date. Yeah, that's fine. We'll give it. We'll leave it the same class, but we'll do ID equals repo. No, we don't have to do an ID. We do not have to do an ID on this because we'll generate this in JavaScript. These dates will be filled in for us and then translated or modified or what have you. So we'll have that. All right, so that's cool. And then we'll do why switch from Sketch to UI design. We will do it's an H4. We can do an H3 somewhere to give us a nice little title. So, repo description. So now we get that. And then we will do in this for this href. So repo URL. So fill that in. And so H4, you can make that whole thing clickable, right? So I'd probably do something like this, an H3, just to make it a little bit bigger. Or actually, maybe like that. Repo name and repo description. Let's see how that, if it breaks to a new line for us, or if we have to add a break. Repo name, repo description. All right, cool. Let's see how it looks on full size. Repo name, repo description. All right, great. Actually, not great. We want it to be a little bit different. So H3, H4. That way we can fit a little bit more on the line if we need to. H3. I might even have this as like an H5. I think it extends all the way up to H6. Right, and then let's do an H5. And I know I could use inspect and do all this, but I like doing it better this way. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better aesthetically speaking. So there's that, and then shows that. Okay, so I think we're good on our blog post. The only thing is I see this image. Why aren't my images showing up? I'm having a problem with that. Like, what is it that is not allowing my images to show up? Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of bothering me. So let's here, and then using the inspect in another window here to see what's going on with my images. It's gonna have the repo URL. Page title. Category. There we go. Images. And even this images, I want this to go to the repo URL. RUL. All right, so title, view all posts in design. I don't want my category. I don't want categories. In fact, where is that element at all? If it gets deleted from the page here. So many things wrong that are getting screwed up here. Main media block, blog card. Like, what is not showing up here? All right, let me just expand this recursively, and then Y switched. I'm just going through these and hovering over these elements to see these pieces that I'm missing. So here, these things aren't showing up. And why aren't they showing up? Category. That's in main.css. Style.css. Changing the Z index to see why it's not showing, to see if I can make it show up. Okay, so I don't know why that's not showing up. Not important, I guess. We'll fix that later. All right, so I think I got the basic in terms of how I want this to look. And I'll just have to iterate through an array, and then this will be my body in a sense. So let's go ahead and, so I don't know. I do need to do the images though. That I need to fix. Images, source, images, blog, and blog post. Like, we know this exists. I copy here. Just doing this again for my own sanity here. Now, do I want to do current directory? And let's see if that does it. I don't want to give up on it, but I don't want to get caught up on it either. Yeah, well, all right, cool. We won't get caught up on it. But we will fix that at some point because all of our images are not showing properly, or at all, actually. Yeah, like it's not showing anything. Okay. All right, so now I have this. Let's do this here. Open up a notepad. All right. That end of blog post 1. And Blog post 2 is not much different except for it says item and then post dash 2. Post dash 1, post dash 2. And what we can do is like we can increment and then we can increment through it and then change this to 1 or 2, 1 or 2, like every other or something like that. So if we iterate through an array and that array has like we're on a number and that number is, if it's like 0 or if it's an odd or even, yeah, there we go. If it's odd or even, then do whatever. Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work for 0 though. For 1, it should be fine. But for 0, I don't know. Yeah, okay. I gotta figure that out. Odd or even. And then what we'll do here is we will have a div. So div and then ID, and then we'll say, call it repo dash list. And this is where we will inject our repo list. And then it'll be all these different things here. All right, cool. So I want to leave something on the page here, but just so we don't lose focus of how it's supposed to look. All right, cool. So then we got that. I think that'll be cool and that'll be all right. Just thinking here. All right, 1, and then in our JavaScript, we'll do nano. We don't have Axios on this, I believe, so let's go ahead and add Axios as a library. Let's do Axios.js and Axios npm GitHub and then lib Axios.js. Do we have this? Oh, okay, it's dist, and then there we go, minified version. Yeah, let's go here and then let's do let's do the raw. All right, great. wget, oop, and yeah, that should be good. And then if I think it's the min, I think we have to do the map too. I don't even know what the map file is. I've never looked that up. But sometimes you'll get complaints about it not being there. So min.map. Okay. Min.map. All right, cool. So that's good. Min.map. Axios map. All right, cool. So now we have Axios. We can use that in our project. Let's go ahead and call it here amongst all of our other JavaScript. Gotta get rid of some of this JavaScript. I really do not like a lot of JavaScript. JS, Axios.min.js. All right, cool. So with min.js called in, let's make sure. What is the dev tools for this? Oh, okay, I don't need that one. Need that one, and let's do this here. Console. All right, good. Uh-oh. You see how that looks? That looks like crap. Why is it doing that? No doubt it is because of repo list. Yeah, 2 columns. Yeah, and I take up 1 column by doing that. So call it here. All right, cool. All right, so we'll just have to. Oh wait, let's see what this does. So it comes up with a scroll bar already. And we'll just have to deal with that. It'll be annoying for me, but this repo list, actually row. Do we want? Yeah, we could just put it here. That's fine. Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll have all the row stuff in there, and I'll inject it via JavaScript into that. Yeah, I think that's right. Oh, it does a scroll anyway. Oh, okay, so I probably can get away with that. Does a scroll anyway, and then it separates things in the boxes accordingly. Okay, cool. That's fine. That is fine. I'm not gonna go too crazy over that. Oh, I like the fact that this orange matched up with this picture. That's pretty sick. Pretty thick. All right. Now that we have that, like we can do an Axios call to get our repos. So let's go ahead and write that up there in our backend JavaScript. Oh, come on, there we go. And then we'll do this in our resume.js, and we will do an Axios call. We could do it on click. We do not have to load this. Yeah, we do not have to load this. Ooh, okay, we'll figure that out later and optimize it. Because I can do an on click based off of like if you hit the GitHub button, then it loads it properly and goes from there. But for now, I'll just have it loaded on page load. So how do I do Axios again? Axios dot get Axios. How do I call Axios again? This is what happens. You just do this stuff so much that you totally forget it. What's a repo where I've called Axios? Ooh, I think it's fat. I think I've called Axios. Yeah. Server, controller, yeah, Coinbase, core, yeah, API key. And we should do an Axios call in here then. Await Axios.get. Okay. And then all my headers. There we go. That happens a lot, by the way. You don't remember everything. Just not the easiest thing to deal with. In this case, I will be doing this. And this is not usually how I call Axios. This is a simplified way. I don't need any headers. All right, so I don't need any headers. And I think I can go like this. Axios.get. And then I do a dot then. And I'll have to take out the await keyword because I'm not using a thing. And then put that into an arrow function. And then here, boom. Take the response or pass this Venable as a response. And then and I can have like a loading thing to where it pops up like actually like a loading GIF or something like that. So I'll probably do that. So we can have it do load. Could probably even use Sweet Alert if I wanted to, but I don't think I will. It doesn't flow with everything else that's on here unless I totally redesign Sweet Alert. And then here, this is where I can say console.log response. And that's fine for now. I don't think this, I think it wants me to pass something to it. And then, okay, cool. So I have it up on my window. Let's see here. Cool. Great. I have my data. And then I have, awesome. All right, so that worked fine. This is what I'm looking at on the other screen. So Axios Works gives me my IDs and everything. And then it gives me all the information about that. And then I can choose the owner. Where is the date stuff? Oh man, I hope it has stuff about the date. Archived URL. So I have the main URL. Oh no, it's the config. So I just need the data portion of this. This JSON response or this response. And I can go from there. G-Star Systems owner. Doesn't have the date. Oh, okay. So I have updated and pushed, and those are the same. Ooh, it's not good. Well, it's not good for our design or the way I have it designed, so I could probably find a way to get the latest date or whatever, or the first commit or something like that. I could probably get the first commit date from something else and do another call for that. All right, cool. But we got some data here, so that's cool. Now what I want is all of this I need to put into our JavaScript. So response dot data, all right, and we're gonna do let repo raw repo list equals response dot data, and then I'll reference that, and then I'll do raw repo list dot I can do a for loop. We'll do let HTML or repo list HTML equal nothing. And then we'll do a for loop for and we will iterate through that. So let I equals 0, and then I is less than repo list dot length. I'm kind of glad that I'm getting used to this, but I've been doing this a lot lately, I should say, that it's pretty easy to write these things out. A for each would usually be better for me. I like the for each, um, and it actually work in this case, I think. But a for loop gives me a little bit more control and a little bit more flexibility, so I can do things like the odd even number stuff that I have to do here. And so with repo list, we'll do let HTML template HTML template equal, and then here we'll do a multi-line there, and hold on, let me just get this looking right on my other screen. So there's just get this spacing right here. Div card. Let me just bring this on screen so you see guys what I'm working with. I'm just getting the spacing on this right here. Yeah, we'll work with this. And we'll just take out these tags here because we don't need those. Need that. So we have to add 3 lines. This right here, we're going to be changing that. We're going to be alternating through that. Or alternating that from 1 and 2. So one, 2, 3. All right, so 3. I just do that in Notepad++. So take that out. Don't need it. Take that out. Extra line, get rid of the ant. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So everything falls in line. We go there. And then here, title, see this category I'm probably going to get rid of eventually. Even the images, figure that out. I just don't need an image. I don't need an image. I mean, maybe I can just do like I could probably do like a font awesome thing here instead. I just don't need an image. The created, I can iterate through that. I mean, because if we look at our JSON object that's given to us, all right, cool. So what we'll do here though is let's figure out odd and even. So we'll save this here to later, but we need to figure out odd and even. So that's our thenable. All right, so with odd and even though, if I do let, actually we will need our for loop because we're going to be looping through this. We don't need our template though. and anything else. The raw stuff. There we go. All right. Do need that. And what we'll do here, we'll do let. Ooh, how do we figure out odd and even? So let calc equal whatever I is divided by 2. And then console log calc. And also, by the way, there's a quick reminder, there's other things for console. There's like console dir, and then I think there's like console debug or something like that. And those will all give you different different outputs based off of what console you're using, or what function you're using from the console, the built-in console library or whatever, or console function. So 0, 0.5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I have it as, so like if it's a whole number, I think you could do like modulus, modulo, and that will work. I think I can do modulus. Yeah, there we go. Boom, 0, 1, 0, 1. And then, so if you do modulo or modulus, actually, let's look that up. JS modulo operator. How to use modulo. Try to find even and odd numbers using modulo operator. In our case, I won't go through all of this, but all I'm going to do is, since it gives us 0, 1, 0, 1, I'm just going to add +1, and then it'll give us our number for our post. So, oh, that was a funny picture. I guess that, okay. That's funny. The ad, that's a cute picture. All right. Here, okay. The modulus operator in JavaScript. The reminder operator returns the reminder when the first operand is divided by the second operand. It also sometimes called the modulus operator. Although technically the modulus operator is a different concept. Oh, didn't know that. This is why I like to read these things with you guys, because I'm learning too. A handy analogy for the reminder operator or the remainder operator is buying things. If widget costs $3 and you have $7, you can buy at most 2 widgets. Then you'll have $1 remaining. Like when I saw that $sign, I was just like, is it template literal? It's not in a curly braces. For real ones know about template literals. The remainder operator, A %, B, or modulus operator, A modulus operator, B, returns what's left if you buy as many widgets as possible if you have A dollars and widgets cost B dollars. So in English, is often spoken as A mod B. Oh, okay. The remainder operator has several neat uses. So is odd or even. So you can actually do that. If it equals 0. In our case, I'm just going to add 1 to it. So I'll do our calc, and in our calc, I'll do here. There we go. So that post 1, I'm just going to do, since it's already encased in a template literal, I'll just have to do calc, and then I can do +1, and that's it. That should increment, or that should alternate between a blog post 1 or post-1, post-2. So that'll fix that. And then what I want in the response data through each thing, what are the things that I want? I want the updated. So why did I do that? So in this case, actually, let me get it out of blue here for you guys so it could show up on the screen properly. Let's get rid of that. I don't need that right now. But I'll put that actually in the chat for those watching the playback. And sorry again for missing earlier, guys. It's just like I'm really just stretching myself thin, and I really wanted to get a lot of stuff done today around the house because kind of the only day I have to do all that stuff is a Saturday. Put a watch on layaway today. Get this, I think it's like a titanium band, Blue Angels Citizen watch. So I'll just be paying that out a little bit a month on that. I'll probably knock it out here in a little bit, but every 30 days you just have to give them something. So one day I'll probably get it by August. I'll go ahead and get it off layaway. All right, cool. So updated, and then I will do, oh man, updated repo name. All right, so let's go to our thing here, or go to, so repo list, go to Postman. So repo list at I, so this will be an object. And this is kind of the first thing I guess we got to do. So we have the date. So repo, why copy it if you're not going to use it? And then I, and then dot, and then hey, see, this has created. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Thank God. That's great. So let's do this here. And then in that item, we'll do created. And we'll convert this date later on. I'll just do this for now, put it in place. Created at and updated at. Right, so updated at, and then I'll have our title, which would be name, full name. Yeah, so we'll just do name, and then name, and then we'll do our description. Yeah, description's in there too. Good. Description. It's a beautiful API though. Gives us a lot. And then we'll do. I thought this whole thing was in an A tag. Okay, there we go. Yeah, here we go. So in this case, we should be able to get that. And then HTML URL. So HTML score URL. So that should give us our list. And then go from there. We'll do our for loop. And then we'll put all of this template here. We'll do our, I forgot the name of the variable here. Response repo list HTML. Plus equals HTML template. Template. There we go. I think that's the right name. Let's do this so we can get a couple more lines here. So HTML template HTML, and then at the end of it, we'll just, at the end of the loop, or when it's all done, cycling through that, we'll just console log repo list HTML. Right, and then that should be done there. Once that's done, yeah, we should see it in our DevTools. And yeah, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and I kind of want these separate. No, yeah, let's deal with it like that. a whole bunch of stuff. So post 1, post 2, post 1, and then it gives us everything, gives us our creation dates, password generator, gives us, oh wow, look at that, baby, that's nice. So instead, we'll do uh, let target. I like to name it this target div equals document dot get element by ID, and then in this case, get element by ID, and then what do we call this? I think we call it repo list. Repo dash list. Yeah, no, I like this better. Let them know a JavaScript person made that anchor tag there. All right, so repo list, repo response body, and instead of console logging that, I want it to be I want target div dot inner HTML to equal that repo list HTML. Cool. And with that, though, we will have problems. That's fine. We will deal with that. When I say problems, it's just going to show something different. Yeah, there we go. So we have all of our stuff here. I don't like the fact that I have all this stuff looking like this. This is looking quite messed up. So what I'll do, inner HTML, I'll probably move this in more, and I see what's going on here. So I have my repo list, and I don't have it in this here. Yeah, and that's why. And then get rid of all these blog posts. Yeah, there we go. And then should be it right there. And all our links work. That's good. Yeah, that's cool. It doesn't look good in terms of formatting, though. Looks like absolute dog shit. What we can do even is where if it's over a certain amount of characters, do something or show something else. Created, updated, all that stuff. Shows. All right, cool. There's a CSS. You can do cut. CSS cut off. Yeah. Cut off overflow. And then margin position overflow hidden. Cut off text. Oh, okay. Cut off text with ellipses. There you go. So it gives us 3 dots here. So white space prevents line breaks. And then we'll do this overflow hidden, text overflow ellipses. Okay, cool. So we'll just do this. I'll get rid of all the comments. We don't need that anymore. This will be inline. Actually, no, we can make this into a class. We'll make this, we'll do class and then description. Okay, we'll call this repo dash list dash description. That should be the proper naming convention for this. And We'll put this in our own custom CSS and have that loaded. But we'll do this here and apply that class. Yeah, all right, cool. Before I copy that, let me just put it into Termius here. And then, so with our description, we'll apply our class to our description. So item title, and then we'll do repo list description. Yeah, good there. And then we'll define that in here. Oh, we'll define our own custom CSS first, and we'll call it resume.css. Resume.css. And then with the resume CSS, nano CSS reset is not what we want to do. CSS revo description. Oh, okay, cool. Take that out, put that there. All right, so now that should all, it could all be so simple. Again. Hey, that looks a lot better. Look at that. Cuts that off. It's too much. Get out of it. Oh, clicks. All right, cool. So, and then what we'll do with our links though, we'll make our links go, we'll do a target. So we'll do, no, I think it's like target. Yeah, target, yeah. And then we'll just go open up another page. I really do dislike when something opens up in the same window that you're working in. I hate that. That's just me personally. And then let's convert this date as well. So, JS date formatting, date formats. So ISO, we'll do the ISO date, new date, and then the date, and we'll get date get method, date now, day, set date methods, set dates. Oh man, dates. Is it dates? So new date. So that date should be, I think you can do, I think we do date. We don't have to do anything else. I don't know if I have to do new date. And if I have to call a new date, I have to actually put in a variable, which I don't feel like doing. I can though. Where's the Node.js, not the Node.js, but the documentation? Usually they'll have a link in here. Okay, I've seen a link in here before for different things. Year, 6 months, 56 seconds. Date object. Let's work with dates. Okay, so before I create the date, I don't want to do a new date. I just want to do the date conversion. So MDN date. To locale string. All right, cool. I want to see this one. To date string. All right, cool. To date string. Yeah, we gotta use this constructor to do new date. All right, to date string. Yeah, so the way we'll do this then, if we have to do that, is we'll just put it up here. We'll do let created date equals new date, and then do that, copy and paste that, and updated. There we go. Updated date, and then we'll put this here, and then we'll do these dates here. Created at, put that there, and updated, put that there. So that's all good. And then in these dates, created that date. All right, cool. To date string, and then updated date. There we go. So that should get our date formatting done for us. Cuts that down a little bit. Hey, May 5th updated. All right, that looks cool. All right. I'm still not liking how long this is. I want to keep that to a lot less, I should say. So let's go back a little bit. When given the value of ellipses, it adds the ellipses to the cutoff point that doesn't fit its parent element. So white space. All right, yeah, the effect only works for single lines, which is why we must include the white space property for it to be functional. It must be used in conjunction with overflow hidden. One thing I want to do, and it's doing it based off of the parent element. Yeah, I wanted to truncate it here with 200 pixels. Okay, so, and white space, no wrap. Let's look at what we got in terms of our, what do they call this again? Our class. This will be the last thing, and I'll be done for the night. I gotta fold some clothes. Oh, I gotta eat and fold some clothes. So text overflow. Yeah, so the only thing we'd have to add is our width, our pixels. So let's go to 1. There we go. Resume CSS. And our width, 200 pixels in this person's case. All right, cool. You guys can see where we got that from here. All right, so that'll truncate us, and but forward. I don't want to go forward. Oh, look at that. All right, cool. So it has everything in here. Fits. It looks like it fits pretty well. I think that's nice. But yeah, so now every time we add something or whatever, we'll see that, it'll reorganize all of this stuff and show all our GitHub repos, all our public ones. So that's a really nice thing to add right there. That's really cool. I like that functionality. One thing I'll do is I'll tweak this a little bit to where it runs when we click on this or when this page is loaded. So I'll have to figure out what that would be and how to run that. And then, of course, add in where it, what's it called? Add in where it, a loading GIF or something like that. So that'll be kind of cool. So I can do that. Actually, let's see if we can load it. We can do that now. So if I do, actually, let's go back to this index.html, and then here, loading animation. So we'll do the loading animation here, and I think we can do this. Class preloader. I don't know why this is 2 lines. I mean, I know why, but I don't want it to be 2 lines. Say it like that. Okay. All right, cool. So we'll just inject this into that. What we'll do is our repo list. Our repo list, we will actually have it be multi-lined again. And then, yeah, so it'll have the loading animation as its default. And then when it finishes loading, all right, cool, spinner animation, great. So here, let's see how this looks. Hey, okay, cool. So it loads, does what it needs to. What I want to do is I want to test this a little bit more. I'm watching the playback too, so okay. All right, so I want that to stay there a little bit longer so you can see how that looks. And probably even recenter it because I saw that it was a little bit off center. A little bit off center for my taste. Oh, okay. So it just shows that. So it shows in like 3 different dots here. See, there's like 2 different dots. I don't like that. We could put a different GIF there if we wanted to. I have one that I always like to use. I don't know if it'll work for this one. Mm. Yeah, and we can even do things like rotate through GIFs. So let's just see here. Funny GIFs. Loading GIF. Okay. What's so funny about that? It's okay. I'll give you this. That's okay. That's nice. It's not what I like. What the fudge? What? Yo, that is such a freaking hack. Okay, that's cool. I don't know how that would be received. How to back up files. Google how to back up files. Maybe better turn that fire off first. Oh, that's funny. That's a funny GIF. Meow. Meow. Okay, and then this one. All right. Okay. All right, so let's view this file here. This is transparent, supposedly. Let's drop out of this. Get this. And then put that as O, and then we'll do this in the previous directory, images, and then loading GIF. All right, cool. Nothing else with that file name. Loading GIF. All right, and then what we'll do is, we'll just do an image tag in the meantime, in between time. So, as I said, I don't really like this preloader animation. And what I'll do is an image tag source equals images loading dot gif. All right, so then loading dot gif, that's there. Yeah, let's see how this looks. And we probably have to center it or something. Really gotta change the title block on this page. All right, that's cool. Let's inspect this and make some changes. So we have this here. This is it here. What we'll do with this is we'll do position. Can I do? Let me do if I see if I can do like left 0 pixels. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll leave that as is. We'll do a text align. Text align has nothing. Okay, I think I can do. I can do. I could do a row. Actually, let's do this size. Size. Yeah, I'd actually do width. So we'll do those width. 30 pixels. No, what? Doing on the wrong thing. Let's do it to the image width. 30 pixels. All right, so let's get that to 300. Let's do 150. That's cool. I'll do text. No, we won't do text align. We will do margin right. Do 50%. I think this will get us to where we need to. No, that's not the right thing. I'm not good at CSS, if you haven't realized. Margin right, 50%. Oh, margin left. Should be margin left. There we go. Let's see, 25%. Center item in div. Center item in div. I could do like align center. Like really, you can. Border, div, class center, solid. But that's center image. Okay, let's do image. Because text will work, but inside a div. Okay. Hell no. No way. All right. It didn't work for me before. Maybe I just wasn't putting it on the image. Yeah, did it? Did it work? Yeah, it's not working. Take out this margin left here. Okay. Yeah, it's not working for me. Text align center. All right. holder image, display block, margin left. Oh, okay. All right, so margin left and right has to be auto, and then margin, oh, margin right. All right, cool. Nothing. Oh, I forgot the display block. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Nope, doesn't do it for me. With 100%. So this is, I have to put this on the holder and then the holder image. All right, cool. Let me just do this here. Why can't, what? Come on. Oh, this page is all messed up. This page is acting real screwy. Source code. That's no repeat center. Absolute center. Image. Inside a div. Huh, okay. So we'll go to our CSAS. So we got that there. We have, we'll encase this in another div because I don't want to mess with the main thing here. So class loading GIF container. What? All right, loading GIF container, and then here div, and all right, cool. So then it'll hit our loading GIF container, and we'll get any image within that loading GIF container, do what we need it to do. So then let's go to our resume CSS. We will do a class called loading GIF dash container, and we'll do all the stuff that it told us to do. So our position should be that. So we define our class, give it some rules, and then with our class, it has a subclass if we call it again. So we'll call this, and then we'll call this on anything that has any image. So we can use this GIF, we can use this over and over again. So by defining it like this is the beauty of CSS. Instead of just using inline styles. All right, cool. So, all right, that's good. And let's see if it works for us. Okay, it didn't. Did freaking not. All right, I'll probably just do this later. But this image, I do have to make it yeah, that margin left auto block. So in this that sucks and that just doesn't work. What we can do, this is like the old school way. You're not supposed to do this anymore. Align, but you know, fuck that. It works in most browsers still. You just do align center, and yeah, you can even take this class out. I do need to apply a style to this image, and I'll do size. Oh no, width. Width is going to be 150 pixels, and then height will be auto. All right, cool. So there's that loading GIF. And all this stuff will get replaced once it actually loads. So this is if we have like longer than usual load times for GitHub. And then we can, of course, add logic in. It's like, hey, listen, we can't reach GitHub right now. So let's see if this works. And it freaking doesn't. All right. I don't know what to do with this. Style with, but it doesn't even show my element. That's why. Style, spelled with an E, guys. Just letting y'all know. Let's see what it does. Yeah, it still doesn't work. Well, I mean, we know it doesn't work here, but sorry, I just have to fix this. So div align center, and what we can do, since we're already using this here, we'll just freaking do we'll just do like, I think it's CSS grid. I never remember what the hell it is. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So row, div, and then XS12. We'll do 12 here. We'll change that number, of course. We'll do that. Actually, let's change it before we copy it. So XS or extra small, we'll do 12. Small, we'll do 12. We'll do, to center it, if we want to center this, how should we have it? Should I have like 1 and 2? I usually do a 3 and a 9. Yeah, I'll do like a 3 and a 9. And then still with this, yeah, and our line center didn't even work for us. But let's see if I can do it here. Align center. XS, we'll do 3. I'll just do call MD3, and I won't do that one. We'll just do it like that. And then call MD3. And I'll just do this here where it'll automatically do it for us. I think it's call dash MD. No, I think it's just column. There we go. There's that. And then MD3 or dash 3, center, column, boom. All right, let's see what it does for us. Unless it centers it in the page, which it freaking didn't. So why doesn't it center it? I just need this to be centered. Call MD3 row. So row's good. Call. Yeah, so max width 100. Call MD3. Yeah, this row, I don't know if it's out of whack here. Call MD, I have my row. dash ND dash 9. So ND3. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. I think because of this overall, it's not allowing me to do it. Yeah, there's the brakes on that one. I'm not gonna go too crazy with this. Oh. Huh, okay. I'm not gonna go too crazy on this. This align center will get rid of that because it is not what we're supposed to be doing nowadays. I think this is fine. 2 columns, it does that in 2 columns there. Call MD, and then I have to take away repo list. My repo list, why is it absolute? Oof. I think I understand why it's absolute, but let's see here. We'll leave it like this for now. All right, guys, but that's it for the stream tonight. I'll fix all this stuff and get it looking right in terms of spacing, but for the most part, it's something small, minuscule here, right? Because at the end of the day, we are FG. There we go. It's going to be replaced anyway, so it might even load. Yeah, see, it loads it before. It loads it before we did all that work, and it's like it just loads it immediately, pretty much. So like, boom, finance tracker. Yeah, it loads it immediately. So it's like it's not even really freaking need to see it. That's funny. Yeah, we did all that, and it just doesn't even really load it there. But we do those things like that. It's not like if that is useless, but we do those things because what we want to make sure is that if anything does happen, that it shows some type of loading. Like it doesn't show that, hey, there's nothing going on, but no, it's actually loading and doing something. So yeah, we're good to go on this. I think we got everything we needed to do for this one, just getting stuff. We added the Axios library. We took apart here the name, backend API building, front-end design. We have all of that information here, and we'll start adding some other stuff. But for now, I think we're good to go. There's some tweaks, of course, that we can always do, but we just do those over time, and we build on this just like we build our resume over the years of our experience. I think that's good ending words. All right. As always, thank you guys for listening, and those that are catching the playback and they've reached to the end of the session. I appreciate you so much. I really do. Peace.